Welcome back to the podcast, Redeemed. I do apologize. We only have one camera that is officially working.
We're poor.
So we're talking with the producers to try to figure out what's wrong, but they don't have any idea.
I don't know.
So
it's been doing that for the last couple weeks.
So I'm sorry, but you're stuck with Michael and I's face.
Yeah, sorry.
And you're just going to be able to hear Amanda's
You don't
voice.
get to see me.
She's like the banker in Deal or No Deal.
They don't. He doesn't talk.
He should, though.
But he doesn't.
No one watches Deal or No Deal.
I don't think it's on anymore.
Like I said, nobody watches.
All right, we're continuing on with our wonderful story of Joseph. And things get a little more interesting.
I wonder how wonderful Joseph thought it was at the time.
Probably not super at all.
Well, as he's going to interpret some of these dreams, the answer that he's got to give some of these people would not exactly make me happy either.
That's true.
I got to tell him what?
Uh-huh. Hold up. I got to tell that guy.
So, Joseph's in prison, and from what I can tell, he's been there a little while.
Looks like it, yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm getting kind of the feeling he thinks he's forgotten.
Yeah, does it give a time? I didn't see one.
No, I didn't see one. It doesn't mean that I didn't miss it, but I didn't see one. See, it says after they'd been in custody for some time.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's in custody. Joseph's confined. He's done pretty good. He's pretty much in charge of the prison now. Yep. And he's got these two guys, a cupbearer and a baker.
Yeah.
Chief cupbearer.
I was going to say both were basically in charge.
Yep. And personally, the cupbearer is not a job I'd want to have.
Nope.
I've said that many times. I'll say it again.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That guy doesn't get paid.
But he's a chief.
Your one job.
Yeah.
Take a drink of that. See if you die.
Yeah.
He's a chief though, so he had people like under him.
Yeah. He looks at the other guy. Hey,
drink that.
Take a drink of that. See if you die. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Hey, just lost another cupbearer.
Yeah.
Don't drink that one.
And guess what? You can be my chief cupbearer now.
Yeah, that one wanted that.
So anyway, and it doesn't really go into detail as to why those two were actually there, or did I miss it?
They offended their master.
Yeah,
okay,
that's all it says.
Yeah.
So for all we know, that can mean they said something and irritated him, and he sent him to prison.
As the baker, you really got to screw that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing talking to the king?
The cupbearer, I get it. You're around him a lot.
He didn't like the cookies he baked.
Yeah, something.
The bread was flat.
Something slipped. You said
you put raisins in this?
Sourdough. And I got flatbread.
Or they were all just joking around one day, and he thought he was a part of the group, and he said his joke, and
get him out of
jail.
here.
Yeah.
Get that guy gone. Send him to Tickle Island or whatever that was from VeggieTales.
So anyway, we've got these two guys there. They both have dreams. The cupbearer's dream turns out pretty good. Basically, he's going to be restored back to all his former glory.
Yeah. And then there's the baker.
And the baker saw that and thought, oh, I can cash in on this too. I had a dream.
Hey Joseph, I had a dream too. What's mine mean?
Yeah, tells him a dream. And Joseph's answer to that one, not so good. Joseph said, the 3 baskets are 3 days. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift your head and impale your body on a pole. So I don't know what he did to offend Pharaoh, but he did a good job.
He did something. Because he got the baker to the point where he wanted him dead violently.
Yeah.
Like, and
the birds will eat away your flesh.
Gross.
Yeah. And, if I was a baker, I would have been like, well, I could have gone without knowing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joseph, you could have kept that
Next
to
time,
yourself.
just say you don't want to know.
Yeah. And just tell me I don't want to know.
Uh-huh.
At least I could have enjoyed my last 3 days.
Or just walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And when the cupbearer, everything happened just like Joseph said it was going to be. The cupbearer was restored. Joseph asked the cupbearer, hey, don't forget me.
The baker had to be like, oh no, everything's happening for the cupbearer.
Yeah, as soon as the cupbearer left, he's like, oh, this guy knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And so he pleads with the cupbearer, hey, don't forget me. I'm still here. The cupbearer forgets him.
That's why the last verse in chapter 40. Yep. The chief cupbearer, however, did not remember Joseph. He forgot him. It's like, dude.
The one thing I asked, see if I interpret your dream next time.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm going to give the baker a better.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, cupbearer. Mm-hmm. But that just shows it was not God's timing for Joseph to leave prison yet.
Nope.
Because what happens, well, in a nutshell, Pharaoh has a dream.
Say we fast forward. But it does say at the beginning of 41, when 2 full years had passed.
So that's how long he's been forgotten.
Yep.
Pharaoh had a
Come
dream.
on, cupbearer.
Yep.
Joseph's probably thinking, man, I wish he had a dream earlier.
Pharaoh had a dream. He was standing by the Nile when out of the river came 7 cows, sleek and fat, and they grazed among the reeds. After them, 7 other cows, ugly and gaunt, came out of the Nile and stood beside those on the riverbank. And the cows that were ugly and gaunt ate up the 7 sleek, fat cows. Then Pharaoh woke up.
Well, yeah, that's quite the dream.
That would be interesting.
I would wake up too.
First of all, I didn't know cows ate cows. You know?
Yeah.
Whoa, guys! I got cannibal cows in my dreams.
That can't be good.
And then, so he gets calmed down after that one, falls back asleep, and he has a second dream.
Oh no!
Yep, 7 heads of grain, healthy and good, are growing on a single stalk. After them, 7 other heads of grain
It's okay. Well, there's just no video.
sprouted. We're having technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Welcome to the audio only portion of the podcast.
I'm going to throw up.
Thin and scorched by the east wind, the thin heads of the grain swallowed up the 7 full healthy heads. Then Pharaoh woke up. It had all been a dream. So he had 2 dreams.
Yeah.
I bet he didn't sleep all that night.
Yeah, neither one good.
Every time I fall asleep, something bad happens.
I got something eating something.
No kidding. I don't want to go. The nighttime's a dark time for me.
No, that don't work for me. And lo and behold, as he's trying to figure out what the dream means, because first of all, I think it's interesting that Pharaoh thinks it means something. Because I have dreams, and a lot of times I'm like, yeah, that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, that was just weird.
I'm not gonna eat the burrito before bed next time. You know,
not eating pizza at midnight tomorrow night. Tell you what.
Yeah. Okay, but he understands it means something, and so then he tries to get people together to try and interpret it for him. They can't. Who does? The chief cupbearer remember. All of a sudden.
And then he probably thought, hey, can we tell him that I told y'all about him earlier?
Yeah. He had to be like, oh, man, I was supposed to remember that guy.
Yep. And so they bring Joseph in. They clean him up, of course.
Yeah, been in jail for 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
And brings him before Pharaoh. And he says, here's my dream. And Joseph, of course, says, it's not me. But God will give Pharaoh the answer he desires. Which, once again, I'd hate to be Joseph. Because you're going to have to give him the answer.
I have got to give this guy some bad news.
Yeah.
And I really don't want to be the bearer of bad news. You know what I'm saying?
And I know what he did to the baker.
Yeah.
Just saying.
For what? We don't know. Uh-huh. We don't know how he offended him.
Yeah.
So then he lays out the whole dream. And Joseph says to Pharaoh, the dream of Pharaoh's are one and the same. God has revealed to Pharaoh that he's about what he's about to do. The 7 good cows represent 7 good years. And the 7 good heads of grain, 7 good years. Mm-hmm. It is one and the same dream. The 7 lean, ugly cows that came up afterwards are 7 years as well. But came up after are 7 years, and so are the 7 worthless heads of grain scorched by the east wind. They are also 7 years of famine.
So we're going to have 7 great years, 7 really bad years.
Yep. 7 years of great abundance are coming throughout the land of Egypt, but 7 years of famine will follow them. Then all the abundance in Egypt will be forgotten, and the famine will ravage the land. The abundance in the land will not be remembered because the famine that follows it will be so severe. The reason the dream was given to Pharaoh in 2 forms is that the matter has been firmly decided by God, and God will do it soon. So it's like God saying, it's going to happen. I'm thinking about it. Nope. This is definitely going to happen.
And it's happening, and it's happening.
Go.
Now.
Yeah.
That shows just how in tune Joseph was with God.
Yeah.
To be able to not only interpret that dream, but then also be like, yeah, God was thinking about it, and then he's like, yeah, no, we're doing it now.
Yep. This is happening. That's why you got it twice.
And it's been firmly decided.
Yeah. And then what does he do? And then he takes it a step further. And I love the way Joseph takes it a step further and says, here, now I'm going to tell you what you need to do.
Since I'm here and all.
Yeah.
Now that took some boldness.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Because not only are you giving Pharaoh bad news, you're going to tell him what he needs to do.
Let me tell you how to do this.
Let me tell you how to handle this, boss.
Yeah.
He says, what you better do is you better start storing up. They should collect all the food of those good years that are coming and store up the grain under the authority of Pharaoh to be kept in cities for food. This food should be held in reserve for the country to be used during the 7 years of famine that will come upon Egypt, so that the country may not be ruined by the famine. And what happens? Well, the plan seemed good to Pharaoh.
Pharaoh's like, hey, it's a good call, man.
Yeah. And so Pharaoh asked them, can we find anyone like this man, one in whom is the Spirit of God? Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, since God has made all this known to you, there is no one so discerning and wise as you. You shall be in charge of my palace, and all the people are to submit to your orders. Only with respect to the throne will I be greater than you. So
Joseph literally just got Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a
like
very rapid, very quick turn of events.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I have to admit that Pharaoh was pretty smart. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you're taking the guy that seems to have the Spirit of God working through him.
Yep.
He could understand the dream. He has a plan of how to make it work. You know what? Let's go with it.
Let's rock with that
Put
guy.
that guy in charge.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Let's run this.
But it's just amazing to me. So he goes from being in jail, boom, second in command. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Second in command and literally in charge of everything.
Yep.
Only one who's not in charge of is Pharaoh.
Yeah. With only the respect to the throne will I be greater than him.
Yeah, because, I mean, and again, like you said, credit to Pharaoh. Pharaoh is listening to Joseph.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy's basically the smartest man alive right
Yeah.
now.
He's on it. He's got it figured out. That was a good plan.
I want him on
Run
my
with it.
side.
Yeah, run with it.
We're going with him.
Yep. And so once again, God has a plan. And it's interesting because you're going to see this plan even play out more. Because it not only saves Egypt, it's going to save the surrounding area as well.
That's a fact.
And it's going to be interesting when some people
Who were not very nice to
try to
Joseph.
come get some food
That's a fact.
from the man they sold into slavery.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
good
I
spoiler.
do want to point out, it says right here, because we touched on it lightly, but because Joseph literally gets put in charge of Egypt.
Yeah.
Pharaoh said to Joseph, I hereby put you in charge of the whole land of Egypt. And then Pharaoh took his signet ring from his finger and put it on Joseph's finger.
Wow. I mean, that's...
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a massive deal.
Yeah.
So pretty much anything that he put that had
Yeah.
that had the Pharaoh
You
seal.
can now sign anything you
Yeah.
want.
He's literally running the place.
I think he had 2 rings then? Or did Pharaoh just not?
Nope.
I think
Okay.
Pharaoh just
Nope.
gave it to him.
No.
He was just like,
Pharaoh-
I don't want to make decisions anymore. Here you go,
Yeah,
bud.
here you go.
All right.
You
That
got
That
it.
might have also been part of it, too. Pharaoh's
This
like,
is
"Ooh."
really hard to run a country.
I'm gonna go back to the palace and drink some
Yeah.
coffee.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, I got this guy running the show now.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm going to go hang out.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, ask him.
Yeah.
Pharaoh's living like a King George and the Ducky type life now.
Joseph's got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had him ride in a chariot as a second in command. The people shouted before him, "Make way!" Thus he put him in charge of the whole land.
And again, I am Pharaoh, but
Egypt.
without your word, no one will lift hand or foot in all of Egypt.
That's crazy.
So he made it incredibly clear between the signet ring and all because he interpreted a dream.
Yeah.
But
It's a pretty big deal.
It was a
though, what he
massive
was
deal.
but
preparing
what
Maybe
to
that
if
plan.
Pharaoh hadn't though? I mean that's the amazing part is Pharaoh
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
I mean he understood what was there. He understood there was something there. We need to be saving up, and
people
so he
would've-
did.
Yeah,
You
if
know,
only there was
wiped out.
examples in the Bible of kings and pharaohs not taking
Yeah.
wise godly counsel.
There's
Yeah.
none. It's crazy.
but this
Yeah.
Pharaoh was on it. He was on it.
Oh, yeah. This Pharaoh was all over it, man.
Yeah.
And you also have to take into effect that Pharaoh was not a Christian.
Correct. That's
I
an
mean,
important piece of the story.
I mean, the Egyptians had their own gods,
Yeah.
multiple gods, but yet he could sense that there was something special about Joseph, and it was
There's
okay to roll
something
with it.
going on with this guy, and I think I should trust him.
Yeah.
And he did.
He was
And it
right.
paid off for him. It paid off for him. So, no matter what you're doing, make sure you do everything to the best of your ability. Sometimes you got to give the bad news, and sometimes you just have to let God work through you. I mean, ultimately, that's it.
Facts.
And then sometimes you may be in the prison. Some days you might be second in command in Egypt.
Waiting for my day for second in command in Egypt.
Me too. I don't know if I want to be second in command in Egypt now, though.
I don't know if I'd ever want to be second in command in Egypt.
I'll do it.
It's like a job for you.
What do they got? The Nile.
I'll do it. I'm going to ride an alligator.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks for joining us. And sorry our camera quit about halfway through.
Yeah, welcome to the audio only version of the podcast.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. You may have audio only on the next one as well.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Sure.
we'll see you guys next time.